I got a story. You gotta remind me to tell it. I'm gonna be on the news tomorrow. I'm gonna be on TV. Billy's gonna be on TV.
Dude, all right, save this for the podcast.
Did you kill
Let's go.
somebody?
Let's
No, I'm a. I told you.
Stop saying that. That's fucked up.
We're not recording, right?
yes,
We're recording. We've recorded that.
It's on tape.
Delete it. Stop now.
We're recording.
I don't think this is healthy. You know? Is it normal
Dude,
to bleed from
I
my
just-
anus? No.
That's
I never bled from my anus.
Not all the time. Some of the time.
that's
Not
just
since
one
the
of the.
accident.
Some of the time. Not since the accident.
Totally not okay.
Oh.
Actually,
one of the
after the
allergies.
accident was when I stopped bleeding from my anus. I used to bleed from my anus all the time. But
Well,
since
that's all
the
that
accident,
perennial. That's all that perennial sunning
now.
you're doing. You gotta like
Yeah.
tone it down.
He's done so much,
Yeah,
it's
just-
turned into like a black rubbery
It's chapped.
disc.
Yeah,
Just 30 seconds
It's
a
like-
day,
It's like
right?
an old gasket.
30
He went for
seconds, 30 or
32 and
15.
it just burst into flames.
15 microseconds a day.
You're literally flashing the sun in your asshole. And then your
You'll-
neighbor notices you doing it the same time every day. Like, there's Bill again.
It's just,
He actually
Showing his asshole
anticipates
to the
now.
sun.
It's part of his morning schedule. He just goes out. It's
Yeah.
like our neighbor is he's out there again.
and he never gets it, right? Because there's no way that he can actually flash it in 15 microseconds. So he's just definitely getting cancer. It's just
15
just-
microseconds. How do you
It's
even time that?
How do you time it? Yeah,
With
You
a
time
Supposed to
micro
be
it.
30
timer.
seconds. You were right.
It's a teeny timer.
You got it's a teeny timer. You gotta use the microseconds.
Don't worry, Teddy. I'll shrink a timer down for you.
So how do you stop it? Your fingers are too big. You need teeny tiny
I
fingers.
just saw a news article about this woman who claims to have like otherworldly powers because of her tiny hands. And she's like
Stop.
she's swearing on the Bible in front of Congress and she's got a tiny
Small hands on Urban Dictionary, right? Small hands are quite efficient in giving hand jobs or other pleasurable activities. Why'd you just so quick, man? I couldn't help it. Those small hands get me every time. And right underneath it is
that what the
an
magic
ad.
is?
I guess so.
Tiny
Right
hands
underneath
gives
it.
you supernatural powers for hand jobs.
Let's
Face.
match. Can we
You don't need
can
this
we
mug.
who's got the
I
biggest
probably have
hands?
the smallest hands.
AJ, I think you.
That's why I
think you
give
do.
great hand jobs to myself.
Yeah,
Or
I'd have
clean
more
your fingernails.
fingernails, too.
yeah, exactly. Clean
have
your
more of a
fingernails. Take care of
fingernails.
yourself.
How many fingernails would you have?
Well, I'm
see.
just saying they'd get longer.
They start branching off into extra, like,
I have
I just have, like-
fingernails on my
I
fingers.
just have this bush growing out of my hands this whole time.
it's
Oh
like those
my
tiny
gosh!
hands
Can
with
they
we
these
talk
curl.
about? Can we talk about
They
those
do, they get
really,
really
long
gross.
ass fingernails?
Oh yeah, dude.
I've always wanted to talk about this with people because, like, it
Blech.
bugs me. Out of all
And
the
you've waited
Guinness
this long?
World records, I have.
We've known you this long? 10 years, damn
We've
you?
never talked
10
about fingernails.
Alright, well, what do you have on your mind?
Yeah.
I-
What can we get off your chest here?
Like when you see those pictures on the Guinness World Records of the people with the fingernail, right?
That was the first time I saw that. Yeah.
I've got a few issues with that. One, these
Or
people
zero.
have been growing. They're like 60 years old, have been growing their fingernails for like 50 years. Is that really a decision you make as a child? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna be this person. I'm going to never cut my fingernails again because I want the record.
But I don't know. Is that why they even do it? Do you know what I mean? Like why?
What's
Because
the thought process there?
Yeah, that,
yeah.
Like, how does
like
that
how do
come
they
to
that
even
be?
is a lot of
start that?
dedication.
That's a long time. That's a long-term decision. That's not like.
Yeah.
How
I
many?
don't-
It's
how
gotta
many
be
people-
so inconvenient.
How many people have to
Absolutely.
help take care of the person with the longest fingernails? Right? What's the main?
That's
what,
true.
What
They
kind
only
of
do it on
overhead
the
are we
one
talking
hand,
about?
right?
At a certain point, you can't do anything.
Well, right, because how are you going
Right.
to do anything
Can't
if
drive.
I'm not
both
gonna
hands
use
are
this hand.
compromised?
Yeah, you have to get like
Yeah.
5 or 6 people to agree to do things that you never have to have to ask them to
What
do.
about
before.
wiping
Like,
your
hey-
ass?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey man, listen, for the next
Right, you need to,
50 years, do you mind wiping my ass for me?
That's true.
and that's just one
fuck.
thing.
And my other
No.
issue with it
No.
is how many people have committed to this lifestyle and not gotten the record. Like died or like they broke or something.
Well, that's why, and that's why I say, and that's why
Or
I
they
say
couldn't get
that
anybody to wipe
everyone,
their butt, and they had to throw in the towel.
How am I gonna wipe my butt? Don't worry, Teddy. I'll bring toilet paper down for you.
they're just like they're trying to start off, and every time they're poking through the toilet paper, like, oh geez,
The struggle.
You know?
I think it's a super like
Cinco hand sock.
It's like a steampunk idea. You know, I could see someone in steampunk wearing like fingernail gloves.
Or what if
those just sound like gloves for your fingernails, like they're just little like little socks for your fingernails.
What if
the rest
you
of your
could
hand is bare?
feed the fingernails through the glove, the tip of the glove? I think they have dating websites for people with extraordinarily long fingernails.
Or just what about extraordinary like people?
Finger
like
dot nail.
exceptional, like extraordinary, like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but like the dating app.
League of Extraordinary Fingernails.
People putting live ants inside of these false like acrylic nails,
How do
and
they
it's
get
like a
them in
little.
there?
Dude, I'm telling you, like we can watch the video, but they literally it's like an acrylic nail with like an opening, and then they put like live ants in them.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like,
Live ants?
and it's like live ants exactly.
They're just
And
rolling back
those
and
things.
forth in their little
Yeah,
prisons.
so they literally like make these like curly like they curve the nail, so it's like a little dome, like a little terrarium for the a little ant farm for your nail, and then they put the ant in there, and then they close it off and seal it and file it down, and the ant is literally chilling in there, and it's
Until it
just
dies.
like who is that?
Yeah.
But who is that for? Yeah, like who wants that? Like,
One thing is for sure, they grow 3 to 4 times faster than your toenails.
no way. I mean,
I
haven't
kind of
paid
noticed
attention.
that.
Cool.
yeah.
I just thought it wasn't true.
I haven't really
that it
paid
was just
too
me.
much attention though. Interesting.
Oh, very good.
It would be like less interesting if they had figured this out like recently, and you could just like take a camera or something and watch how fast your nails are growing. But the guy who figured this out was in the 1900s. Dr. William Bean, a physician in Washington, D.C., conducted a longitudinal self-study of his own fingernails for much of the 1900s. Starting at the age of 32, Bean scratched a line on his nail
Bean.
from where it emerged from his cuticle on the first day of every month. He had actually had a baseline dot tattooed on his nail as well. In this manner, he tracked nail growth for more than 20 years.
That might be the most interesting thing I've ever heard.
It's got tattoos.
That means a lot coming from
Hang on,
James.
hang on.
Imagine
Did
going
you
to
just say Billy Bean? Billy Bean. Billy Bean. Are you fucking
This guy-
kidding me?
Dr. Billy Bean.
He must be a riot at dinner parties, man. He must be.
Oh my god, Dr. Billy Bean.
What are your dogs' names? You have like Delilah and Lola.
That's true. Well, I guess.
Hey there,
Those
Delilah.
sound like strippers.
His Dachshund
we have
strippers.
we have
No, his-
cinnamon. We have
Candy.
we candy. Yeah. We have diamond.
how you kn-
We have
Sapphire.
saffron.
Yeah.
Those are just spices now. Cinnamon,
We have this beautiful
saffron,
red curry for you.
Thyme. Join us
I just
next
wanna
week
remind
on the Billy Bodies
everybody-
podcast.
Sorry, we just talked.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, it's okay. Go. No,
you
it's
go.
okay. No, you're pretty cute right now.
Can
Why don't
we
you
end
take
this?
it over?
Can we
Take
just
it
get
over.
off right now?
I just
I'm
want
gonna
to
leave.
remind everybody because I
You know what
edited the
happens
last
is
episode, and Evan open mouth kissed a horse.
didn't he do
That's
something with a
something you don't
sandwich
know.
too?
It says something you don't know.
Didn't he have sexual relations with a sandwich also at some point?
I knew
We should have a
that
whole
was gonna come up again.
podcast just devoted to the sandwich that Evan fucked.
Tune in next week.
I
We
hate
talk about how Evan had sex
He's got a
with
whole side
sandwich.
family, little pitas and paninis.
Little meatball parms.
Well, yeah, tune in to hear us talk about this thing that you already know about now.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.